Hey guys, Patrick Blunt here with Green Howe Handmade Ironworks, and today I want to just do a really quick video and just talk about process, troubleshooting your way through a process, and using technology to help us troubleshoot our way through processes. Now, anybody who's ever taken a class here with me or has talked to me about ironwork knows that the Art Deco smiths are by far my favorite smiths of all time. The Art Deco age of the early 1900s was a time when we saw ironwork get pushed to a place that we really had never seen it before. The Art Deco smiths had one new technology for them. They had the oxyacetylene torch, and they didn't shy away from that technology. In fact, they used it to do just that, to push design and push ironwork to a place that we had never seen before, and it still is some of the most amazing ironwork that you could even ever look at. Now, with that said, having traditional skills is absolutely important, and there are traditional processes that in this business, as a handmade ironwork business, you can't get around. You can't do without. You really do need to have the skills at the anvil and the hammer. But using these technologies to help push those designs is a great thing. Here I'll have a pedestal table that I am building for a client. Now this pedestal table this is just the skeleton of it right here. This pedestal table is getting panels on it. They're going to be slightly dished. Everything's going to be welded, buffed down, sanded, look very one piece, very liquid, very fluid. This is being built for a designer client of mine, and this is the CAD drawing that was approved by her client. This is one of those projects where I'm being contracted to build it for my client's selling it to her client, and her client is selling it to even another client. So when I was looking at this, when this was all I had, and I was looking at this, I could tell straight up that the most difficult part of this whole project was going to be getting this curve right here going down, and getting that curve exactly the same on all four corners and exactly the same to my CAD drawing, which was, that's the hard part, getting it exactly the same to what you get on paper from a designer or an architect or whatever you're working for. So how did I troubleshoot through that? Well, here in the shop I have a plasma table. So what I did, and now this is not printed to scale, but it's to scale enough that I can go by. What I did was I traced that curve off of here in Fusion, and I made a jig that is that curve. I made a cut that is that curve right here. This flat piece of steel is cut to that exact curve. Then I took a piece of 1/4 by 1.5 bar, flat bar, right here, and I bent it by hand to meet that curve. And then I just welded it to it. I put a little stop in here and welded a scrap piece of tubing on the bottom so I can hold it in my vise, and there I have a jig that I can then bend this solid round bar to the exact curve that is. So that's how I troubleshooted using a technology that I had available to me in order to be able to build this exactly like it's printed out on a piece of paper. Okay? And you've got to do that with every project. You're going to have to troubleshoot. If I hadn't had the plasma table, how would I have troubleshooted that? I probably would have printed this to scale first off, and then I would find my center mark here on the drawing, find my center line on the drawing, and then measure from the curve over, going up every 2 inch over the center, and I could build my curve like that. And then from that I would do a full-scale chalk drawing on my table, and then from that I would do probably bend the flat bar to that and build my jig from that drawing, and then bend all those bars. a lot more process, right? So I'm using that technology to make this process of bending these bars a little bit quicker. So try to think outside the box, try to think about the tools and the technologies you have on hand and you have available to you, and how they can make what you're doing a little bit easier. Please, 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 I've said it, having all the traditional skills, extremely important. Do not get caught up in this word traditional. You know, traditional 1920s ironwork is way different than traditional 1940s ironwork, and that's way different than traditional, 1860 ironwork. So don't get caught in this word traditional. Use the technologies that you have to push design. Let's use the technologies that we have to make great design, to really push beauty into the world. That's what we're doing as artist blacksmiths. That's what we're here to do, okay? So, enough said about all of that. Please comment if you have any questions. If you'd like to take a class with me, we've got lots of offerings up on the website, greenhowhandmade.com. Click on the blacksmith classes link. You can actually register for your class directly from that page there. What else? Follow me on Instagram, greenhowhandmade. And thank you for watching. Please like it, pass it on. If you guys have any, need any help troubleshooting any kind of project that you're working on, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help you. We do have the Langmuir 4x8 plasma table here in the shop. If you need anything cut, reach out to me, please. We will do that. I'll get you a quote on cutting some stuff for you. So thank you, and have a good day.